forever. It's there forever. You can watch me when you're indisposed, if you know what I mean. All right. All right. Let me put that pink sheet up for you guys in case you're missing it, and I'll also show you. I put it on canvas as well.
Look, we're doing this is currently September 23rd.
What you talking about, Simon? When did your brother come back to? I ain't seen hide no hair of him. Hola, ¿cómo está? Oh, I don't know what I did, but it sure didn't need to be attendance. I don't know how to take attendance on canvas. All right, let me get all of my technology going here, guys. Now, this pink sheet I gave you on Tuesday, I keep. And yesterday, we're gonna fill in this little bottom one if you didn't get it yesterday. This looks like food. Whoa. All right, so find your pink sheet, guys. This is the one we need to fill in right here, Mr. Scott. Complementary angles. We're going to fill in the one that says complementary angles. Now, you see what I wrote right there? It says perpendicular lines. That's a special kind of line that forms right angles, which mean 90. Gotta turn our camera around, Miss Rob. For right angles. Anytime you see that little block, I want you to use 90. You know I have little hints for everything. I have little clues for you. Anytime you see this block, I don't care what's happening, what's going on. You're going to use 90 degrees. I promise. Anytime you see that, you're going to use 90. Promise, promise, promise. And they're only going to put one block. We're going to look, like I said, at some quick examples in just a minute. And even if the right angle symbol's on this side and the numbers are on that side, you're still going to use 90. I promise. This upside down capital T, that's the symbol for perpendicular. And I use it a lot, mainly because I'm lazy and perpendicular is a really long word. But we're going to see a number example just a minute, guys, and a algebra example. But hopefully that'll help you a little bit. I'll give you a second to get that down, and then I'll give you the example page. So guys, this paper I also uploaded to the Canvas. Let me show you. So that if you were at the house and you need that sheet and you're just too lazy to dig it out, don't lie, I know you can be. You go down to Monday and it says Angles Graphic Organizer filled in. Look at all this stuff on Monday. I just went crazy on Monday. You got the Zoom video, you got the notes, you got the empty graphic organizer, you got examples. But what I did is I scanned it in. Look, it's even in color. Look at that, dearest. No fooling around for Miss Rob. It's in color. So it's all filled in right there on Canvas for you if you need it. Now, like I said, we're going to look at some examples just to kind of give you how cute and little that is. Here you go, Senor. I'm coming, Courtney, hold on. Here you go, sir. Aquí, señorita bonita. Courtney. So that's what we did yesterday. Now you will definitely need a calculator. One. Yeah. All right. Let me zoom out some. Whoa, settle down. First thing, a lot of these will look alike, like these first three look alike. They're not done the same. I want you to see this straight line, two angles. Two angles. That's a pair, like a pair of shoes. On a straight line, they add up to 180. Two angles on a straight line add up to 180. So anytime you have two angles side by side on a straight line, they add up to 180. I promise 100% OMM, Darius, that you will have one of these on your quizzes. Now you're like, well, it looks just like a bow tie. How am I going to tell? Well, with the bow tie, the one that are the same, they're directly across from each other. With these, they're right beside or next to each other. Like me and Caden are right next to each other. We're right next to the computer lab. So when they're right beside each other, you just subtract from 180. Ugh, glasses. There we go. Now, you can do that in your head, huh, Darius? What's 180 minus 100? Bing. Bing. I have to get the little bell out in a minute, Kim. Bing. That's all you got to do. You also have, if it helps if you understand about acute and obtuse. For instance, this is an acute angle. It's little. This is an obtuse angle. It's big. So your answer should be bigger than 90. There's no way it would be 57. So when you do 180 minus 57, 123, 123. whenever you have two angles right beside each other, side by side, you're gonna add up to 180. Right.
What's left of them?
It's scary, Darius. Look out.
I'm leaving.
Thank goodness we got masks on. Now, this is your bow tie. Where's my little pink sheet? Across from each other. Same measure. Just like you have a hot date, you want your bow tie to be equal on both sides. And I only like polka dotted ones. 45 and 45. 37 and 37. So they are across from each other. Easy, easy. I promise you're going to have one of those. FR, FR. No, I got to tell key of the code. Hold on. Geometry. All right. Here is the square. Anytime you see that square, you use 90 because it's a right angle. So you do 90 minus 27, and you'll get your answer. Which I'm trying, 63. I was trying to do it in my head.
Oh, no.
All right. Oh my gosh. I just thought I should tell Cam I got pickles today. She's killing me. All right. Name each angle 4 ways. Remember, there is a symbol for an angle. I need a new way to describe it. The last person, Peyton, who, by the way, has his own power washing business now, Norwood.
No, good.
Yeah. He said it was like the Lexus symbol on the car. You got to use that. And then you put the number, if it has one. This I is your vertex letter. That's where the 2 lines come together. You can use that. Now I'm going to give you a little visual right here. 3 letters. But that letter in the middle always has to be the vertex. Always, always. That letter in the middle always has to be the vertex. So the I has to be in the middle. So J, I, H, or H, I, J. Now, guys, I picked these 3 algebra ones for a reason, because they are pretty much like what we're going to have on the assignment. So please pay attention. This one right here. What you're gonna have, let me zoom in. You're gonna have, the first question is gonna ask you just how to set it up. Just how to set it up. You don't even have to solve it. Then the second one, don't speak too soon, Mr. Cole. On the second one, you do have to solve it. There's 2 questions right in a row. 2 questions right in a row. But again, it's a straight line. Straight line. Get my little picture. Look at that. The only thing, this windshield wiper is going this way, that windshield wiper is going that way. That number right there is 180. Anything on a straight line adds up to 180. So you add these, set equal to 180. Right, Mr. Gates? Just say yes. Just if you always agree with me, you'll never go wrong. Add them together, set equal to 180. Now you can combine like terms. You have a 2x and a 3x. 2 plus 3. You combine like terms. 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. Oops. And then you add 8 and 17. 8 plus 17, enter 25. Plus 25 equals 180. Like so. Now, Darius, help them out. If that's a positive 25, what do they need to do?
Yeah.
That is so correct. You have to subtract. Cancel, cancel. 5x equals, how about 155, Mr. Cole?
That sounds pretty good.
It works for me. I'm going with it.
And then you get my,
And then you divide by 5.
get my age.
You wish. Cuarenta y uno? 31. And then you plug it back in. Substitute it back in. Let me see. Right there. 2 times 31 plus 8. Yep. 2
multiply 31 plus 8. 2 times 31 plus 8, 70. Very good. Now again, we could do this second part without any work. We know these two have to add up to 180. We know that one's 70. Just subtract. And again, most of you can do that in your head. 180 minus 70 is 110. Because they got to add up to 180. But 2 questions right in a row. You're going to set it up, and then you're going to solve it. You with me? All right. You got it, Darius?
Yes.
Oh, are you sure? I don't know. All right. On this one, it's going to look a little bit weird. I'll tell you right now, because their font is too big, so they have like a little arrow pointing at something. But don't let that worry you. It's still this kind of problem. You have this angle plus this angle equals the whole thing. Angle addition postulate. Add them, set it equal to the whole thing. It's not very much, it's just 40. 4x and 2x. 4, well, I learned, Brenda, summa. I'm learning some math. 4 suma 2. Yes. Yes. And then you have 1 plus 3. That's correct. Plus 4 equals 40. Yeah, I'm just making faces. All right, if this is a plus 4, resta 4. On both sides. I'm just learning a little Spanish, guys, to help Brenda. Resta 4. Is that right, Brenda? Resta 36. Mr. Cole, you gonna catch? I said, do you wanna fight me? Do you wanna catch these hands?
Oh, my goodness.
I cannot run and control.
I'm real old.
And then divide by 6. Quick, Darius, 36 divided by 6.
6.
Ding, 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 ding. Very good. And then you plug it in. Right there. 4 times 6 plus 1. Four times 6 is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25. These two add up to 40. 40 minus 25. Oops, is 15. So I promise you're going to have one like that. It's just going to have a little arrow drawn on it. So that's a little hint right there. Hey, that's that one with the arrow she was talking about. Now, this last one with the square, you're like, oh, there's that square she was talking about. Anytime you see the square, you use 90. anytime you see the square, you use 90. So you add these together, set it equal to 90. Now, in front of that X is an invisible 1. So 4 plus 1, cuatro suma uno. Yep. Now here it's 3 minus 8. It's 3 resta 8. 3 resta 8. Negative 5. My ride's here, gotta go. You're gonna take over for me, Katie. Equals 90.
I will leave with you.
Where are we going? I gotta tell you in a minute what I told Felicia. She came over at lunch, or before lunch, to ask for something for the teacher. If this is a negative, you're gonna add. Opposite of subtracting is adding. Those cancel out. Now you gotta be careful, guys, because we're so used to subtracting. We probably subtract like 90% of the time, it seems like. But you gotta make sure you add. You get 95. And then you divide. 19. And we plug it in. Measure of angle 1. Remember that little M stands for measure. So you do 4 times 19 plus 3. 4 times 19 plus 3 is 79. Now you could plug it in there pretty easy. It says X minus 8. Well, that just means 19 minus 8, which is 11. Oh, that's fine. But that was easy math, so I just did it the old-fashioned way. But I promise, guys, I was looking at the quizzes as I picked these out so that you would have examples of each type. Now, if you go to quizizz.com, or you can go through your module, it doesn't matter. Ooh, snack. Either way, this is your code right here. You have almost half an hour. Mr. Cole and I will be glad to help you. Whew. We'll tell you, Mr. Willie came in last hour and you were scared to death.
I can't believe you. You know we can't know.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she'll need paper. Where have you been? Orion. Where you been?
Yes.
Where's my sound?
I was a little late.